Now, some people may have some questions about technology in the new system or the new world. And, like people, they'll sit there and they'll debate, is there going to be smartphones or computers or TVs and cars or whatever in the new world? Um, and some people, well, I guess the reason why technology is coming into question is because we know in this world and in this system all the negative effects of it. Um, especially when it's misused. But as far as will technology exists in the new world, I believe the resounding answer to that is yes. Because the definition of technology is the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes, especially in industry. So the application of scientific knowledge, so things that you learn, even by observation, that's what science is. Basically the practice of observation and learning from that. And so you take that knowledge that you learn from observation and you apply it practically in some way or some fashion, and that's technology. And this might come as a surprise to people because maybe they've never thought about it, but even the animals use technology. This hold on. This is an example of technology. Okay, this monkey knows from observation where the grubs are, and he's figured out a way to get to them, by means of the stick. This is technology. And so, yeah, if the monkeys, in their natural state of things, use technology, well, and so will we. Technology and the use of it is natural, normal, human. It's one of those things that is found in every culture. It's found across cultures. And there are a few of those things, that are like that are just kind of timeless and cross cultural, like music and marriage. Well, so is technology. And so, now that I've answered that question, will there be technology in the new world? Yes, there will be technology. Now, maybe what will make the difference between the way that we use technology in this world as opposed to the new world is, number one, how it's utilized. Number two, maybe in the new world we'll decide not to use certain technologies. It makes me wonder, about these iPads and all these screens and everything, because, the science is in, the data is there, just how destructive that these things can be to the human brain, especially to the developing brain of a child. Um, yeah, that doesn't really jive, with the paradise Earth, with the new world. Um, the pollution that some of the technologies that we have in this system create. Like, again, I don't understand how we could have cars in the new world because, like 30% of the land in a city is just to accommodate cars. How are you going to have a paradise Earth when you're paving over everything for cars? Like, it doesn't jive. So, yeah, while there will always be technology, like, it's been there ever since humans have been on the earth. It's even found in the animal world, and it's something that will always be there. Yeah, our usage of it and our application of it, I feel, will be radically different in the new world. And just because you can do something doesn't always mean that you should. And people in the new world are going to understand that. Just because you can make an iPad and give it to a kid, should you? And just because you can make a car and you can get places faster, it's like, should you? And I guess these are questions that will be, I guess, ironed out in the new world. Yes, there will be technology in the new world, but the usage, the application, what we choose to use and what we don't choose to use will all be, I would say, done radically different in the new world than from what we know today. And I'm looking forward to seeing seeing these things, because I believe, like, housing, for instance, is one of these things that is going to be done radically different in the new world. Construction methods, maybe we'll be going back to indigenous construction methods. Because, like, they were so good at making housing that was well suited to certain environments. Like, you think about the Eskimos and the igloo, you think about like the Navajo and the Pueblos down there. You think about the plains and the teepees. Yeah, I believe housing technology in the new world is just going to be very dynamic. It's going to be very beautiful. And it's going to work well with the environment that it's in. The form will follow the function. It'll be architecturally beautiful. It'll be very functional, and probably most importantly, it will be environmentally friendly. We're gonna find ways to cool our homes that, don't involve the usage of electricity. We're gonna find ways, like, plumbing and electrical and food storage, and just all the functionality that you need in a home. And we're going to find those ways that we can do those things without damaging the planet. And yeah, I'm looking very much forward to seeing the technology in the new world.